Hello, everyone. This is a teaser video for this coming Sunday, February 5th. Yes, we are in the month of February already. Um, today's message, today's passage, it's interesting. I think it's a good passage, but it really is gonna, how you look at the world may determine. I titled this sermon Harsh because I think this passage can be harsh, but also it depends on how you look at the world. If you look at the world in black and white, you probably won't have much problem with this passage at all. If you look at the world with all kinds of different shades of gray, you may have a problem with this. Because this passage is very challenging. And what I want you to do, first, the passage is Hebrews chapter 6, verses 4 through 6. Hebrews chapter 6, verses 4 through 6. As you read this passage, you get the idea. I mean, there's a word in here that's called, at least in my translation, it says it is impossible. Impossible. And now, people who lives in shades of gray, well, they always come up with the but what if. But what if? I have that so many times when I talk to people about faith and religion and decisions to follow Christ, and they like, well, but what if we're a really good person and we do really good things, but what if somebody's in this situation or that situation, and they look for all kinds of caveats because we're in a world where we love to teach that no one gets left behind, everyone's included, everyone gets participation trophies. Hey, if you play, you get a trophy. Well, only one team wins the championship. That's the reality of life. Interviews for a job, one person gets the job. Not everyone gets the job just because they went to the interview. So that comes from the black and white perspective, where the idea of, hey, everyone just doesn't get it, you know? So I want you to read this passage, Hebrews chapter 6, verses 4 through 6, and see what you think it is saying. You need to understand what it's saying and who it's being spoken to. But how does that affect a world of black and white versus a world of gray? For those who live in the world of gray, this is a very harsh passage because no one wants to think something is impossible. It is impossible. Well, nothing's impossible with God. But what if? Nothing's impossible with God. But the fact is, this is in God's word, then God is saying something's impossible. So that's what I want you to look at and think about. I think this could be very challenging. I think it's going to lead to great discussion in my Sunday school class. Because even if, as I preach on how I see this, it may, again, those who like to live in the shades of gray, they'll come up with all kinds of discussions and arguments or points that they want to bring up. So I think this is going to be a nice little challenge for this Sunday. I hope to see everyone. I encourage people to take the survey. We sent out the links. The more who take it, you get a personal feedback on your own spiritual journey, but it also helps us get the baseline as a church. And I know at the very beginning it says something about you must be 18 years old or older. Don't worry about that. We want our youth and everyone to take it who's able to read and understand the questions. All right, so I look forward to seeing everyone on Sunday. Until then, take care and be safe.